Hey everybody, welcome to Darby's Boards channel. I'm going to be reaching out to you guys for a little bit of help. So next month, beginning of the month, we have a tournament, 1700 point tournament going on in North Bay. So here's my thing. I've been running a lot of mech lists lately for the past year or so. What I want to start doing is getting back into some foot slogging. I want to try that out and see how things go. I've done a few test games with Guardians and Dire Avengers and Wraith Guard, mostly just kind of running in and having fun. Now those were about 15, probably 1,000 to 1,500 points. This 1,700 point though, I'm not too sure how to go with it. This is the list I'm thinking about doing, but I want your opinions, I want your feedback, I want you guys to let me know what you think, and where maybe I should go with it. So starting off, of course, my HQ is going to be Eldrad for now. Now, here's the question to you guys. Should I go with Eldrad? He's pretty crazy awesome, as everyone knows. I don't usually use characters. I'll usually use just a regular no-name HQ unit. So, should I stick with Eldrad? I'll talk to you guys about some of my thoughts and ideas on how to use them and where I'm going to use them. Now, in the back there, I've got some Wraith Guards. So the idea is I'm going to stick Eldrad with the Wraith Guard and his Warlock. 10 of them there. They're going to move up as one solid unit because I set up the Warlock as a Spirit Seer for a few extra points, and I gave him conceal. So whether they're in the middle of nowhere, they're still going to get a cover save. They get shot at. I'm going to use Eldrad for his fortune on them so we can get some rerolls in there. Now I could do that with a normal, good old, everyday Farseer. But here's my thought. I want to run these two squads of Dire Avengers behind him. Okay, behind that squad. Maybe even just stretch that squad out straight in a line and have the other two in behind them and have them marching up. I didn't go with Bladestone with the Dire Avengers. I went with a power weapon and the shimmer shield with the exarch, and I also gave them each defend. Because what I want them to do is, if I should happen to get the Wraith Guard stuck into some kind of combat, I've got some power weapons to chew up and get through the other guys. Same thing with Eldrad's staff there. You can start chewing up and getting through these guys as quickly as possible. So that's my idea with them. Shooting, of course, don't think I'm going to use guide. 2 shots per guy is more than enough. I'll probably use Eldrad for 1 shot of Doom, maybe, and then something else. I'm not too sure. But definitely using Fortune with him and Doom, but I'm not sure what I'm going to use the 3rd power for. So that's the idea. Wraith Guard move up, and the Dire Avengers follow in. The Pathfinders, I upgraded these guys to Pathfinders. So here's my question to you guys. Oh yeah, about the Dire Avengers. Should I maybe consider Bladestorm? I don't think I really want to toss it on, mainly because I want to make sure if I do get into Assault and rip through that enemy unit and I should happen to wipe them out, I want to still be able to shoot in the next turn, but we'll see. Pathfinders. I went with Pathfinders. I don't have a lot of anti-tank, if any, in my army. So the thought is, if there are rhinos, I could potentially use these guys to try and pop them, if they don't have any regular soft units to shoot at. It's pretty unlikely. It's very unlikely that I won't have some type of unit to shoot at that's on foot. But should I happen to, just have nothing else to shoot at, and everyone else is out of range for whatever reason, these guys, being Pathfinders, on 5s and 6s will still get AP 1 shots, if I roll okay. And I'm hoping for a rend and a few 6s in there to try and penetrate. So, you never know. Worst case, these guys might be able to pop a rhino here and there. But, of course, worst case, if nothing else is in range to be able to do anything. Another thing is, I want to deploy these guys as close to the enemy as possible. Not right in their face, but, close enough. Or I want to also be able to maybe keep them far back within my lines to hold an objective. So I'm going to give these guys, depending on what type of a scenario I'm looking at, I want to use that. Maybe I'll even deploy these guys really early in something if the other guys has infiltrators, and use Eldrad's power to yank them back or something. I don't know yet. There's a few test games I want to try out. So that's my idea with the Pathfinders. Of course, taking out any big things like Carnifex with them, or taking on, what else would be good? If I'm getting some good 5s and 6s on the hits, hopefully maybe going for some Terminator or something like that, or just supporting what these guys are shooting at. Then, of course, I've got my Dark Reapers. Dark Reapers are going to namely support my, pretty much the entire army, but I really want them to support my Warp Spiders is what I'm thinking. So I want to try that idea. I know I was a little wrong with my first Warp Spider tactic. You know, first one. I haven't played with Warp Spiders or independent characters leaving units very often, if ever. They're usually stuck with the unit all the time. So the idea is, with the Warp Spiders, have them pop in behind. Warp Spider separate from the Autarch. He drops in. I'm hoping, really hoping, that he pops the tank he's shooting at, and then the Warp Spiders finish off the unit that's in there. If the Warp Spiders don't finish them off, hopefully they'll have the Pathfinders or one of the avengers. If those guys are not in range because it's on the other side of the table or something like that, then hopefully the Dark Reapers with their range will be able to take them out. My Dark Reapers are going to be kind of just sitting back trying to pop up the units. So here's another question to you guys. Should I keep the Dark Reapers or throw in something a little different for them? Okay, so those are pretty much my questions overall. What do you guys think? Should I stick with higher point cost units, which I've done here, like my Wraith Guard being counted as troops with Eldrad? That's a huge point sink there. Changing these guys into Pathfinders, that's a huge point sink as well. So, and the Dark Reapers by themselves are pretty expensive too. But I want to know what you guys think. Should I go for high point cost units with making only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only a few kill points, or should I go with the massive amount of Guardians, send them in wave after wave after wave, and just try and hoard up my my Eldar? I want to try and go for on foot, so I'd rather not use any tanks if it's at all possible. You guys have seen my army, just with a quick little run through. You've seen my what do I have that's kind of half decent? So I've got like fire dragons to take out tanks and things. I've got tons of swooping hawks. Now, should I keep these guys because they're going to be static, right? They're not really going to be moving anywhere. Should I maybe switch them out for, oh, let's say some striking scorpions, something like that? So this is my list so far. I'm thinking about it. I'm not 100% sure on it yet, but this is what I'm considering. So take a look at this. Take a look at my 10k point army video so you can see exactly what's in my army. Now, excluding bikes and anything else, tell me what you think I should go with, or what would you recommend list-wise. So this comes out to about 1,695 points. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. So rate, comment, please, please, please comment. Tell me what you think, and I'll talk to you guys later. If I can't find a really good list, maybe I'll stick with the. No, I'm going. No, we're gonna go try the foot slogging thing. We'll try it out. It's just a fun little tournament anyway. So, anyways, I'll talk to you guys later, and good luck. Goodbye. Have a great evening.